story so far. Not only did Shankar Shekhar Mishra allegedly urinate on a lady on board the Air India flight, flashed his private parts and also roamed around in a drunken state, but he tried to also paid hush money to silence the traumatized victim. Explosive WhatsApp chats accessed by Times Now reveals how Mishra got in touch with the lady, paid her 15,000 rupees and cleaned her clothes and shoes, thereafter returned them. Now, a look at the chat shows a candid admission by Mishra for his acts on board the flight. By paying the traumatized victim 15,000 rupees, he thought he will get away with this. But her daughter stepped in days later. She told Mishra how the family was angry and upset with his actions and returned the 15,000 rupees. She categorically said, "We don't want your money." Watch the chats that Times Now has exclusively accessed on your screens, all of those chats that go on to reveal how this man, in fact, after having committed the greatest sin so far, tried to silence the victim in this case.
Received 5,000 rupees. My daughter and son-in-law were very upset hearing the incident. I prevented them from lodging a complaint, saying you were very apologetic and quite unaware of the ugly incident. I wanted to give you a chance to mend your ways. I guess you will also keep your word. At the same time, I was not happy with Air India staff.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll transfer the money as soon as the Paytm allows me to do so in 48 hours. I promise this will never ever happen to anyone from me. I'm sorry. Good morning, ma'am. Clothes and shoes are sent for cleaning. They will be refurbished in a day or two. Dear ma'am, rupees 10,000 payment should now be in your account.
Hello, Mr. Mishra. This is her daughter. She's very traumatized by her experience on the Air India flight. We are very upset, outraged and angry, and we do not want your money. She will be returning it to you by Paytm now. Please do not communicate any further with her.
After paying off the lady, Shankar Mishra has been on the run. Yesterday, in fact, we also picked up details of how the Delhi police is seeking a lookout notice against him. But he refuses to join the probe. Widening the net, the police teams are also in touch with their Bengaluru counterparts, which was his last known cell phone location. But so far, not been a single trace of him. In fact, from hiding, he's also responded via his lawyer. Here's the shocking defense coming in.
This is pretty much the statement. The statement that you've received is pretty much the statement that we want to give out. See, when somebody gives you some money, you say, no, we don't need it.
Right.
We don't need it. We don't require it. This is not what we are aiming for, was never said. Suddenly, in an afterthought, the money was given back.
Okay, so you're calling it an afterthought?
Of course, it is an afterthought. Have you seen the WhatsApp chats?
Yeah, I did see.
Yes, the eyewitnesses have come to fore.
Okay.
There is nobody yet who's to fore. There's nobody saying that this has happened the way it has happened. So, and also, is it that the woman is drenched and that man is just tapping in the shoulder and saying that, okay, you go back to your seat? He's not the person who's drenched. If a man is standing in the aisle and peeing.
Well, as far as these versions go, an interesting reaction has also come in from the boss of Air India, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Air India. And here's what he said, and there are several questions that come to light with regards to his message for his colleagues, for his employees as well. This is what he said, that repulsion of passenger, completely understandable. Though he's gone on to say that it's understandable what the passenger, the victim in this case, feels, but not a sincere direct apology has come in from him. Why no official apology to the victim then? If you do agree what happened was wrong, then why not come out and apologize on part of the airlines? Must report incident to authorities at the earliest is something that he said and directed to all the employees of Air India. What action against crew which did not report? A crew that did not report the entire incident is still scot-free, apart from the Delhi police having summoned the 8 crew members. story is more complicated than has been reported, indirectly pinning the blame on the media on how there's more than what meets the eye. The question that then arises, why add caveats of another side of the story? Why are you indirectly trying to then put out a possible defense on part of the airlines and the crew members? Report, even if matter is settled between the parties. This is interesting because here's what was said by the victim when we received and accessed that complaint letter, that I was forced to confront the accused in this case to settle on an agreement, and that's the question that comes to light. As claimed, did crew force the lady to settle? So far as her version is concerned, this is what was put out. The Air India boss also says take firm and timely action for non-compliance. This then gives rise to question, what about the crew which violated all rules, all provisions as has been laid out by the DGCA as well. Further goes on to say, reflect on what to do if faced with such situations. But the question then that should be asked is, reflection by the crew sans punishment enough? Is that enough? Can these people who were on board, who were responsible for making sure that none of this was allowed to happen on board that flight, walk scot-free, not give any answers? So far, they've only been summoned, remember. We play out more reactions and then we'll take it across to our guest joining us this evening.
Shocking incident, and not just one incident. Another incident has been reported on the Paris flight, similar incident. The government needs to act fast. The man is still not arrested. He has been identified, not yet arrested, and it took Air India so many days to act on it. Unless, I mean, if it hadn't come in public domain, I don't think anybody would have acted. I'm glad it came in public domain, and there is pressure on the government and also on Air India to act. But they should act fast and arrest that man.
Let me quickly go across to Mr. Devesh Agarwal, Chief Analyst, Bangalore-Aviation.com. A quick answer from you, sir, given the time constraint, but really wanting to understand where the airlines still lie at fault. The Delhi police is conducting its own investigation, but remember, so far no action has been taken against the crew members. Of what we've heard, the Air India top officials say they regret what happened. They're trying to spread the word of caution going forward, but nothing so far with regards to an all-out condemnation or an apology.
Hi, thanks for having me. Yes, you are right. See, one must realize that the crew itself is not, how would I use the word, criminally, culpable. So it's not maybe something in the hands of the Delhi police. However, the crew is definitely responsible and culpable when in terms of following the aircraft rules 1937, under which all aviation in India operate. It is the basis on which those are the set of rules and laws all airlines are required to follow in India. So definitely this is something that the Ministry of Civil Aviation and the DGCA has to haul up the airline and find out as to what is happening. In your clip, one of the, I think, politicians said, why has the government not taken action?
And to take it from what you're saying, sir, on a humanitarian level, this was not reported to the airline authorities. Forget a police complaint, forget an FIR. That eventually happened a month into the incident. So there was a delay, and that is being questioned today on a basic level, on a humanitarian level. Why is it that basic protocol that is being established by the DGCA, by the airlines on an individual, not followed? Why was it flouted? Thank you, sir, for speaking.